Hi, I am Angelo Moniz Jong. In next 3 minutes or so, I will talk about the focus group discussion as community development data collection tool that can engage community in mapping process. Presentation will begin with some of the definition of FGD. Then I will talk about some of the history about when people start to use focus group discussion. Following that, I will explain the advantages and disadvantages of using focus group discussion. And finally, I will give some of the conclusion based on what I have described in my presentation. To start with, let's look at the definition. According to Overseas Development Institute, focus group discussion is a data collection tool that can gather data from a group of community who has some geographical area and similar experiences. The second one is FGD as data collection tool can engage people in a group to discuss and share an idea about specific issue. The group can be varied from 6 to 10 participants or can be more in some cases. Henning, 2014, said FGD become core qualitative research method in social science research and increasingly used by various disciplines. Now we are moving to the next slide, which is the history. According to Rosalind, 2008, focus group discussion are believed to become apparent in 1940s, and the first use by Paul Lagerfeld, Robert Merton and colleagues at the Bureau of Applied Social Research of Columbia University. They used focus group discussion to test the reaction of radio propaganda during the Second World War II. Now let's move to advantages of focus group discussion. First one, it's allow a lot of detail to be collected. The more community involved or participate, the more data can be collected. Another one is community actively participate in the discussion. If the facilitator is well experienced and actively stimulate the discussion, then community also will actively engage to share their own opinion and observation. Another one is actually allow community to share their local wisdom and other available resources for the need of the projects. And others say that the data that collected from the focus group discussion, it is good for pre-exploratory projects and evaluative projects. And others say that this data is good for situational analysis and asset-based community development. Despite the advantages, there are also some disadvantages of using focus group discussion. The first one is time consuming. As we know that community has their own activity and their activity is different to one another. Therefore, facilitator need more time to get them together in a place. The next one is actually related to cost. It could be high cost because the facilitator needs to visit the community prior to focus group discussion to talk to them, then invite them to the discussion. In some area, some of the sensitive information may not be shared in the discussion. Maybe cultural belief or religions issues. Maybe it's hard for people to speak out in the public. Another one is might be hard to draw a conclusion because when the community come together in a big group, sometimes it's hard to draw conclusions. And it is also not suitable for scientific research. In my conclusion, I want to say that focus group discussion has advantages and also disadvantages. Therefore, it depends on the facilitator how to use that effectively. I also want to emphasize that no data collection tool better than another. It is depend on the context, where and when to use it. Thank you.